If you're listening to this message right now, I want you to pause and realize something very important. This moment is not an accident. Out of billions of videos, out of endless distractions, this exact message has appeared before your eyes. And deep down, you already know that's not random. The quantum field does not work by coincidence. Every encounter, every meeting, every moment of recognition in your life is part of a larger orchestration. Think about it. How many times have you stumbled upon something at the exact time you needed it most? A book that fell into your hands, a conversation with a stranger that changed your perspective, a sudden intuition that guided you just when you were lost? These are not accidents. They are reminders from the universe, whispers from the quantum field, telling you, you are guided, you are seen, you are not alone in this journey. Right now, you are here because a part of your soul has been calling out for something more. You've been searching beyond the surface, beyond the endless noise of daily life, for something real, something that speaks directly to the deepest part of who you are. And the fact that you're hearing this message is proof that the universe has answered. There is an ancient truth, hidden in plain sight. Reality doesn't just happen to you. It happens through you. The energy you hold, the thoughts you nurture, the frequency you embody, these shape what unfolds in your life. This isn't just philosophy. It is quantum reality. Science itself shows us that at the most fundamental level, particles respond to observation. Your awareness, your attention, your focus, they are not passive. They are creative forces. And so, if this message has found you now, it means you are being invited to wake up to your role in the great unfolding. The universe is not punishing you, nor is it testing you. It is aligning you. It is reorganizing your reality around the person you are becoming. Every challenge, every delay, every unanswered question in your life right now carries hidden intelligence. The key is learning to trust it, even when you don't yet understand it. You might have felt recently like life is shifting under your feet, like familiar things no longer make sense, like old patterns are breaking apart, and you're caught in the in-between of who you were and who you're becoming. If that resonates with you, then hear this. It's not chaos. It's transformation. The universe is rearranging itself to match the new frequency you're stepping into. And while it may feel uncomfortable, this is the birth of a new chapter in your existence. So take a deep breath. Feel this truth settle into your being. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. You are not late. You are not lost. You are aligned. This message didn't appear before you by chance. It's a signal, a reminder, a doorway. What you do with it now, that's your choice. And in the next few moments, we are going to explore the science, the spirituality, and the profound truth behind this calling. Because once you understand how deeply reality is connected to your consciousness, you'll never see life the same way again. One of the most mysterious discoveries in modern physics is something known as the observer effect. Scientists discovered that at the quantum level, particles don't behave like fixed objects. Instead, they exist in a cloud of possibilities, waves of potential, until someone observes them. And in that moment of observation, the wave collapses into a particle, into a specific reality. Let's pause and think about that. Reality itself waits for your awareness before it decides what form to take. Until you look, until you focus, it remains infinite potential. The act of observing is not passive. It is creative. It transforms possibility into actuality. Now imagine what this means for your life. If the universe at its most fundamental level responds to observation, then your awareness, your thoughts, your attention, your focus becomes the paintbrush of reality. Every time you dwell on a fear, you are feeding that possibility. Every time you choose gratitude, you strengthen that potential. What you observe with your energy, you invite into form. This is not simply about positive thinking. It's far deeper. The observer effect teaches us that consciousness is not separate from matter. The very act of awareness participates in shaping what becomes real. That means you are not a victim of a fixed universe. You are a participant in an evolving one. Think about how this applies to the choices you've made. How many times have you replayed a fear in your mind until it became reality? How many times have you envisioned a dream so vividly that somehow the opportunities lined up and the right people appeared? This isn't magic. It's quantum mechanics woven with consciousness. And here's where the paradox reveals itself. Most people live as if reality is happening to them. They believe they're powerless against circumstance, tossed around by fate, struggling to survive. But the truth is the opposite. Reality is happening through them. It bends, it shapes, it reorganizes in response to the frequency they hold. This is why awareness is your most powerful tool. Wherever your attention goes, energy flows. And wherever energy flows, matter eventually follows. So if you feel trapped, if you feel stuck in repeating patterns, it's not because the universe is against you. It's because you've unconsciously been observing the same story over and over again. You've been feeding the same frequency without realizing the power of your own gaze. But the moment you shift your awareness, truly shift it, the universe must respond. When you choose to focus on what aligns with your higher self, when you declare that your story will no longer be written by fear, you collapse a new timeline into being. The observer effect isn't just a scientific curiosity. It is the mirror of your spiritual truth. Reality changes the moment you do. And here's something profound. The quantum field does not judge. It doesn't say, this person deserves abundance, and that person does not. It simply mirrors coherence. If your thoughts, emotions, and actions are aligned with your highest frequency, reality organizes itself around that. If you live in inner chaos, reality mirrors that too. The field is neutral, it's your vibration that makes the difference. So when you hear me say, you were meant to hear this message right now, understand that even your act of listening is observation. Even your choice to pay attention is collapsing new possibilities in your life. You are not passively hearing words. You are participating in the creation of the future you're stepping into. Now that you understand the observer effect, the next step is to make your declaration to the universe. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every emotion you feel is broadcasting into the quantum field. It's like you're constantly sending out signals, and reality echoes them back. The question is, are you sending those signals unconsciously, or are you doing it deliberately? Most people live in a reactive state. They declare limitations without realizing it. They say things like, I'm not good enough. I'll never get out of this situation. Nothing ever works out for me. And the field, being perfectly neutral, simply mirrors those declarations back. Not because the universe is punishing them, but because energy always matches vibration. But the moment you consciously declare a new reality, you activate a powerful shift, saying, I am ready for abundance. I am worthy of love. I trust the intelligence of life. May seem simple, but those words are not just words. They are quantum codes. They collapse new possibilities into form. This is why ancient traditions used affirmations, mantras, and spoken intentions. Because sound carries frequency, and frequency shapes matter. Modern science is only now catching up to what sages have always known. Your voice is an instrument of creation. Take a deep breath right now. Imagine the reality you want, not vaguely but clearly. See it. Feel it. Let it come alive inside you. And now declare it out loud. Say, this is who I am. This is the life I choose. This is the frequency I align with. When you do this, you are no longer a passive observer. You are a conscious creator. The declaration itself is a signal that reorganizes your timeline. And the more emotion you put behind it, the faster the field responds. But here's the secret most people miss. It's not about forcing the universe. It's about aligning with it. When your declaration comes from ego, trying to control, to grasp, to demand, the field resists because it vibrates with incoherence. But when your declaration flows from truth, when it resonates with your soul's purpose, the universe opens doors you didn't even know existed. This is why right now, in this very moment, you are hearing this. You are being invited to shift from unconscious declarations of lack into conscious declarations of possibility. And once you declare it, you must embody it. Every choice you make, every thought you allow, every step you take becomes a vote for the reality you've claimed. So let me ask you, what will you declare today? Will you continue feeding the old story? Or will you finally step into the timeline where your highest self is waiting? The universe is listening. The field is ready. The question is, what truth will you speak into existence? Think of the universe as music, an eternal composition playing across dimensions. Every being, every thought, every frequency is like an instrument contributing to the harmony. And you, yes, you are holding your own instrument right now. The question is, are you playing it unconsciously, out of tune, or are you intentionally creating music that resonates with the whole? Most people don't realize they are part of this cosmic orchestra. They think they're isolated, separate, insignificant. But the moment you awaken to the truth that your vibration adds to the collective field, you step into a whole new level of responsibility. Because the music doesn't sound the same without you. Your joy, your love, your courage, they ripple outward. Every time you choose kindness over bitterness, faith over fear, expansion over contraction, you amplify the harmony of the whole. You literally strengthen the collective field of consciousness. And just as in an orchestra, when one instrument finds its rhythm, it helps others tune themselves as well. Your alignment gives others permission to align. Your courage awakens courage in those around you. Your healing creates space for others to heal. But here's the paradox. The symphony doesn't require you to be perfect. It doesn't ask you to never make mistakes. It only asks you to be authentic. Because authenticity is resonance. And resonance is what allows the music to expand. Right now, humanity is in the middle of a grand movement in this cosmic song. You were not born randomly into this era. You were placed here because your instrument, your unique frequency, is needed. You are part of the great crescendo, the shift that is happening on a planetary and even interdimensional scale. So take a moment, breathe, feel into your role, not as a separate, powerless being, but as a conscious participant in the greatest creation unfolding right now. And remember, when you play your note with love, when you contribute your true vibration, the whole symphony transforms. You are not small. You are not an accident. You are music itself, and the universe has been waiting for you to play your part. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, why are you alive right now? Not in the biological sense of your heartbeat and breathing, but in the deeper sense, what keeps your very existence possible? Science has revealed something extraordinary. The so-called empty space around you is not empty at all. At the quantum level, it is filled with a ceaseless ocean of potential energy, a field we call zero-point energy. It is the ground state of reality, the infinite reservoir of possibility, the silent hum beneath all creation. This energy is not somewhere far away. It is here, now, surrounding you, flowing through you. It is literally holding every atom of your body in place. Without it, reality would dissolve. And yet, most people walk through life disconnected from this miracle, believing they are separate, powerless, unsupported. The truth is, you are never unsupported. Zero-point energy is the silent partner to your every thought, emotion, and intention. It responds not to what you say you want, but to the frequency you embody. If your vibration is scattered and chaotic, the field mirrors that back. But when you enter coherence, when your heart, mind, and soul align, this infinite energy flows effortlessly to stabilize your reality. Imagine it like the power source behind a lamp. The bulb cannot shine on its own. It requires connection to electricity. In the same way, your consciousness cannot manifest in its full brilliance without plugging into the field that sustains you. And here's the secret. You are already plugged in. You've always been connected. The only shift needed is your awareness. Zero-point energy is not passive, it is intelligent. It knows you. It listens. It holds the blueprint of your highest potential. Every time you align with love instead of fear, trust instead of resistance, openness instead of contraction, you activate more of this infinite support. Right now, whether you realize it or not, this field is carrying you. It is keeping your heart beating, your lungs breathing, your cells regenerating. But more than that, it is whispering to you, you are not separate. You are never alone. You are woven into the very fabric of the cosmos. The moment you remember this, the struggle softens. You stop forcing and you start flowing. Because deep down you realize, the same energy that spins galaxies is the same energy sustaining your next breath. And it is on your side. Always. At the core of the quantum mystery lies one of the most profound discoveries ever made. Reality changes the moment it is observed. This isn't just philosophy, it is physics. Experiments like the double slit have shown us that particles exist as waves of probability until someone looks. The instant an observer appears, possibility collapses into actuality. But what most people don't realize is that this isn't confined to laboratories. It's happening in your life, every single day. Your consciousness is the observer. Every thought you focus on, every belief you hold, every expectation you nurture. These are the observations that shape your reality. When you expect disappointment, you collapse into disappointment. When you carry fear, you collapse into fearful outcomes. But when you observe life through the lens of trust, love, and openness, you collapse possibilities that reflect that frequency back to you. This is why becoming aware of your inner observer is so powerful. You are not just drifting through a pre-written story, you are actively choosing which version of reality to witness. Your attention is the paintbrush and the quantum field is the canvas. Think about how often your mind is on autopilot, replaying old patterns, worrying about what could go wrong. Every one of those unconscious thoughts is still an observation, still collapsing a timeline. Most people don't manifest the life they want not because they lack power, but because they don't realize they're already manifesting unconsciously all the time. The invitation, then, is simple but revolutionary. Become a conscious observer. When you notice a negative thought, pause and shift your focus. When you feel doubt creeping in, redirect to trust. When you sense fear, breathe into love. Each shift reprograms the field, collapsing a new set of possibilities. And here's the most liberating truth. You don't have to create reality from scratch. It already exists in infinite variations. All you are doing is selecting. Imagine standing in a cosmic library, where every possible version of your life is stored. The shelf you walk toward depends entirely on what you are willing to see, what you are willing to claim. So, ask yourself, what am I observing right now? Scarcity or abundance? Fear or freedom? Isolation or connection? That choice, made in this very moment, is the difference between living in a reality that drains you and one that awakens you. Because the universe is not waiting to give you evidence. It is waiting for your observation. The instant you truly see it, it becomes real. If observation shapes reality, then what exactly are we observing into existence? To answer that, we need to look deeper into what physicists and mystics alike call the unified field. The unified field is not just empty space. It is the living fabric of existence itself. It's the ocean in which all possibilities swim, the invisible web that connects every atom, every star, every thought, and every soul. Nothing exists outside of it because it is the source of everything. Now here's the shocking part. You are not separate from this field. You are the field expressing itself as a human being. This means your identity is far greater than the story of your name, your past, or even your physical body. At your core, you are the consciousness that is seamlessly woven into this infinite fabric. Think about it. When you feel a sudden intuition, when synchronicities line up, when you sense another person's emotions without words, that's not coincidence. That's the unified field in action, showing you that boundaries are illusions. Science has even begun to confirm this truth. Quantum entanglement, for instance, reveals that two particles can be linked so deeply that a change in one instantly affects the other, no matter how far apart they are. If matter behaves this way, imagine how consciousness, far more subtle and expansive, must be connected. But most of us have forgotten this truth. We've been trained to believe we are isolated individuals, fighting to survive in a random universe. And when we accept that identity, we feel small, powerless, and disconnected. Yet the moment we remember that we are the field itself, everything changes. Your desires are not random. They are the field calling you into alignment. Your struggles are not punishments. They are invitations to awaken to more of who you are. Even your fears are not enemies. They are simply signals pointing you back to wholeness. The unified field is like a cosmic mirror, endlessly reflecting your state of being back to you. If you identify with lack, it shows you scarcity. If you identify with love, it shows you abundance. The reflection is never wrong. It is perfectly precise. So the key is not to fight against the field, but to recognize yourself within it. You are not asking some external universe to bless you. You are allowing the deeper part of yourself to rise, to flow, to take form. When you remember this, your identity expands beyond ego and into essence. You stop being a small character in a fixed story and awaken as the author, shaping reality with every breath, every thought, every act of observation. Meditation is often misunderstood. Many people think it's about emptying the mind, forcing silence, or escaping the world. But in truth, meditation is far simpler and infinitely more profound. It is not about becoming something new, but about returning to what you already are. Think of your mind like a turbulent river. Thoughts rush, emotions swirl, memories and worries create endless ripples. When you sit in meditation, you're not trying to stop the river, you're simply stepping out of the current. You rise above the chaos and begin to notice the stillness that has always been present underneath. This stillness is your natural state. It's the state of consciousness before it gets clouded by fear, judgment, and distraction. It's the zero-point awareness where you reconnect with the unified field. In meditation, you are not reaching outward for truth. You are sinking inward into the place where truth already lives. Modern science shows that meditation reshapes the brain. It strengthens neural pathways for clarity, presence, and compassion. It lowers stress hormones and balances the nervous system. But beyond biology, meditation tunes your consciousness into coherence. The same coherence that the quantum field recognizes and responds to. When you meditate, you move beyond the narrow identity of me and begin to experience the vastness of I am. You stop identifying with fleeting thoughts and feelings, and you start witnessing them instead. This shift is revolutionary. The moment you stop being consumed by thought, thought stops consuming you. From this vantage point, reality itself looks different. You begin to notice synchronicities, opportunities, and insights rising naturally. You become less reactive, more creative, and deeply aligned with the flow of life. Meditation does not create these changes. It simply reveals them. Every moment you sit in silence, you are strengthening your connection to the field. You are returning to the frequency of truth, harmony, and possibility. This is why ancient traditions called meditation a doorway to the divine. It is not about escaping reality. It is about remembering that reality is much more than it seems. So, the next time you meditate, don't force it. Simply allow yourself to rest in awareness, as if you were coming home. Because in that home, the entire universe already lives within you. You don't need to wait for enlightenment. You don't need to spend decades searching, studying, or preparing for some perfect moment. Your true nature is not something you achieve, it's something you allow. And you can access it right now. Take a breath. Feel the air moving through your body. Notice the aliveness in your chest, the subtle vibration in your hands, the quiet awareness behind your thoughts. That presence you feel, that is your true self. It's been here the entire time. The mind wants to complicate it. It says, you're not ready yet. You need to heal more, learn more, meditate more, do more. But the truth is, your essence is whole and complete, exactly as it is. The only thing that hides it is the illusion that you are separate, incomplete, or not enough. The moment you drop that illusion, even for a second, you glimpse the vastness of who you really are. You see that you are not the body, not the mind, not even the story you tell yourself. You are the field in which all of these arise. You are the awareness that holds every experience. Right now, in this very breath, you can rest in that truth. Close your eyes and notice. Nothing is missing. Nothing is broken. Everything you were seeking is already here. The silence between thoughts, the spaciousness of your awareness, the love that radiates without condition. This is your nature. And here's the secret. The more you practice returning to this truth in everyday moments, the more it transforms your reality. You begin to make choices not from fear, but from alignment. You begin to act not from survival, but from expansion. You stop chasing the future and start embodying the present. Accessing your true nature is not about becoming extraordinary. It's about realizing that you already are. You are the infinite experiencing itself through a human form. You are the quantum field, playing the role of you. So don't wait. Right now, as you watch this video, allow yourself to feel it. Let your awareness drop from the mind into the heart, from the noise into the stillness. In that shift, however subtle, you are remembering. You are awakening. You are living as your true self. As we arrive at this final part of our journey together, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect on everything you've absorbed up until now. You've heard about the observer effect, the role of your consciousness in shaping reality, the cosmic symphony that you are part of, and the deep intelligence of the unified field. But knowledge without integration remains just theory. The real transformation happens when you begin to embody these principles in your daily life. You see, the quantum field is not separate from the ordinary moments of your existence. It's not only accessed during meditation, spiritual practice, or in rare flashes of insight. It is present when you wake up in the morning, when you speak to your loved ones, when you make choices about your work, your health, your relationships, and even in those quiet moments where you feel alone with your thoughts. The universe is communicating with you constantly, in ways both subtle and profound. Your task is to become aware, to recognize the signals, and to respond consciously. Think of your life as an ongoing dialogue with reality. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every action you take, it's all energy being broadcast into the field. And the field, in its infinite intelligence, responds to you. This is not about controlling outcomes or micromanaging every detail of your life. Rather, it's about aligning your frequency with the version of reality that reflects your highest truth. So how do you integrate this quantum awareness into your daily life? It begins with presence. Presence means fully inhabiting this moment without being lost in the loops of the past or anxieties of the future. When you are present, you become the conscious observer, the one who is aware of thoughts, emotions, and sensations without being controlled by them. This is the foundation of quantum living. The second step is intention. Every morning when you wake up, set a clear intention for the day. Not just a list of tasks or goals, but an energetic declaration. Who do I choose to be today? What frequency do I want to embody? For example, you might declare, "Today I align with peace, clarity, and inspired action." This declaration imprints into the quantum field and begins to reorganize reality around it. The third step is emotional alignment. Thoughts are powerful, but emotions are the fuel that magnetize reality. When your emotions match your intentions, your manifestation power multiplies. If you declare abundance but feel fear and lack, the signal is mixed. But when you cultivate gratitude, joy, and trust, the field receives a coherent frequency and reflects it back to you. This is what is often called coherence, the harmony between heart, mind, and soul. The fourth step is embodiment. Integration means living as if your highest reality is already here. Don't wait for external proof to feel abundant, loved, or free. Begin acting, speaking, and showing up as the version of you that already lives in alignment with that frequency. This is not pretending. It's tuning your vibration to the truth of your being, even before the physical evidence appears. Remember, the field does not respond to what you hope for someday. It responds to what you embody right now. The fifth step is trust. The universe does not work on your schedule. Reality unfolds in perfect timing, often in ways you cannot predict or control. Trust means releasing resistance and allowing the process to unfold. The disruptions, delays, and challenges you face are not failures. They are recalibrations. They are the quantum field rearranging circumstances to align you with your intention in the most precise way. What feels like chaos is often the necessary reorganization for greater order to emerge. Now, let's talk about integration practices that will anchor these principles into your daily life. One of the most powerful is daily meditation. Even 10 minutes a day can shift your entire state. In meditation, you quiet the noise of the thinking mind and reconnect with the stillness of the field. You remember that you are not your thoughts, not your worries, not even your identity. You are the awareness behind it all. This perspective is the gateway to freedom. Another powerful practice is gratitude journaling. Each night before bed, write down 3 things you are grateful for, not only things that happened but also things you are choosing to embody. For example, I am grateful for the sense of inner peace guiding me today. I am grateful for the opportunities flowing into my life. I am grateful for the health and energy that support me. This simple practice recalibrates your nervous system, shifting you into a frequency of abundance and trust. A third practice is conscious breathing. Throughout the day, pause and take 3 deep, intentional breaths. Inhale presence. Exhale resistance. This simple reset helps you return to the now, where the power truly exists. A fourth integration tool is conscious relationships. Notice how you show up with others. Are you reacting from old patterns? Or are you consciously choosing your frequency? Every interaction is an opportunity to broadcast love, clarity, and authenticity. Remember, your relationships are mirrors of your inner state. By shifting how you show up, you shift the entire dynamic. Finally, practice self-compassion. Integration is not about perfection. You will have moments where you fall back into old patterns of fear, doubt, or resistance. Instead of judging yourself, use those moments as reminders to return to presence. The quantum field responds not to perfection but to sincerity. Every time you choose awareness, even in small ways, you strengthen your alignment. As you integrate these principles, something profound begins to happen. Your external reality subtly but unmistakably shifts. Opportunities arise. Synchronicities appear. People come into your life at exactly the right moment. What once felt like struggle begins to flow. You realize that life is not happening to you, but through you. And perhaps the most beautiful part is this. As you shift, you become a catalyst for others. Your coherence ripples outward into the collective field. Without even trying, you inspire those around you to awaken to their own potential. You become a living example of what is possible. This is how the collective transformation unfolds, not through force or persuasion, but through resonance. So, as we close this journey, I invite you to ask yourself, how will I embody the quantum shift today? What is one intention you can set, one practice you can commit to, one way you can align your emotions and actions with the truth of who you are? Remember, you were not guided here by accident. If you are hearing these words, it is because your soul is ready. The universe is inviting you to step into your next level of awareness. Trust that call. Honor it. Live it. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is always now. Take a deep breath. Feel the presence of the quantum field surrounding you and flowing through you. You are the observer, the creator, the symphony, the field itself. And as you walk into your daily life with this awareness, remember, every thought, every feeling, every action is a brushstroke painting the masterpiece of your reality. Live consciously, live courageously, live as the quantum being you truly are. Because everything happening right now, yes, even this very moment, is for a reason. And that reason is you stepping fully into the infinite truth of who you are. When you awaken, even a little, it doesn't just change you. It changes everything around you. Consciousness is not isolated. It's a field, and every thought, every action, every vibration you carry creates ripples through that field. Think of a stone dropped into still water. The ripples don't stay in one place. They expand outward, touching every part of the surface. In the same way, when you shift into awareness, when you embody love, when you live from truth, you send ripples into the quantum field. Maybe you smile at a stranger, and it lifts their spirit just enough for them to treat someone else with kindness. Maybe you hold compassion in a moment when anger would have been easier, and that choice shifts the entire energy of a conversation. Maybe your healing gives another person the courage to begin their own. These may seem like small things, but in the quantum reality, nothing is small. Every shift in vibration creates an impact. Every moment of presence, every act of love, every choice to align with your true nature, weaves into the collective consciousness of humanity. That's why sharing matters. When you share your awakening through words, through art, through silence, through simply living differently, you invite others into the same frequency. You become a mirror, a reminder, a catalyst for their own remembering. This is how collective evolution happens, not through grand events, but through countless subtle ripples created by individuals who chose to live awake. And you are one of them. By being here, by listening, by feeling, by allowing this message into your heart, you've already shifted something inside yourself. And that shift will radiate outward, touching people you may never even meet. That is the beauty of the quantum field. Everything is connected, and nothing is wasted. So don't hold back. Share what resonates with you. Speak your truth. Live from your heart. Let your life itself be the ripple that transforms the world. Because the moment you do, you'll realize you're not just watching this video, you're becoming the very message it carries. You are the ripple. You are the shift. And the world is waiting for your light.